Ladies and germs, today we're doing a full review of the Beats Fit Pro. Now just quickly before we get started, there is a thank you button down below, so if you could hit that, you'd be really helping out the channel. It'll give me like 2, 10, 20 or 50 bucks, however much you want to spare towards helping out the channel. Please consider that. Now I've been reviewing a lot of earbuds lately because I'm on a quest to find something better because I'm feeling a little let down. So I picked up the Beats Fit Pro thinking they were going to solve all my problems. I have been searching and I've gone across to Apple and then I'm like, well, what's a good pair of earbuds for Apple? I'm an active dude, so I'll go the ones with wingtips, the ones made by Dre but owned by Apple. And far out. Where should I start? With the bad? This is the first pair of wingtips I've ever owned that fall out more than earbuds that don't have wingtips. It's just weird. And they feel weird when I put them in, and you twist them backwards and push the wingtips. It just doesn't seem to fit well with me and work well with me. Now I can use earbuds without wingtips and they don't fall out while I'm running. Then I get the Beats Fit Pro, stick them in, and they start falling out with wingtips. And I put them in, and you got to rotate them backwards, then push the wingtips into your ear canal parts thingies here, and they're falling out. Big disappointment there, especially like that's why I didn't get the Apple Pods, the AirPods, because they don't have wingtips. And my experience with using earbuds that don't have wingtips has been shit for a long time. So to get these, disappointing, man. But that's not what all earbuds are for. And like that's me running for 10 kilometers. They might fall out once or twice. For some of you, that's just standard day-to-day running. But I don't want to worry about that. It is important to me to have a good, secure fit. If you're not a runner, if you're a cyclist, they're probably going to stay in. If you're just working out at the gym, pumping iron, all that sort of stuff, they're probably going to stay in. Now, my next part of the review is probably more like the build and the design of these. These are comfortable when I wear them. Like they don't cause ear discomfort or fatigue in my ears. I didn't have any of that. They were quite comfortable. There is a fair bit of sound leakage here. There are times where I actually thought, hey, is noise cancelling? Noise cancelling? Noise cancelling? There were times where I actually thought, hey, is noise cancelling actually working? Because it doesn't seem like it. And then there were times where I was like cycling, there was a lot of noise coming in, a lot of noise pollution coming in through the earbuds, and also running on windy days as well. Consider that too. Like these aren't like a snug fit, and the ANC is not amazing. It's actually, I'll go straight into the ANC now. So you have transparency mode, you have off for noise cancelling and transparency, and then you have active noise cancellation. I tested these on a plane for 5 hours. Now the battery life was solid. They didn't go flat during my 5-hour flight, which was important. But I could hear a lot, man. On this plane from Brisbane to Perth, I was having a lot of leakage. I could hear the people talking in the background. I could hear the drone of the plane pretty loudly through the earbuds, which again made me think, is the ANC actually working here? So maybe this is just the worst fit ever for my ears, but I got them in nice and snug and I did the whole sound testing where it tests whether you're wearing them correctly and whether you have the right wingtips. And it said one was great and the other one could be readjusted or try a bigger wingtip, but I already had a bigger wingtip on, so it was not that good. I also tried out the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 2 and the Google Pixel Buds Pro. The Huawei FreeBuds Pro 2 were better than all of them by a country mile. I mean, they cost $50 more, but they were so much better. The noise cancelling was almost twice as good in some environments. So I would heavily suggest those, and I'll link to that review here. The Beats Fit Pro were lackluster. Again, that word lackluster when it comes to ANC. Transparency mode was good, and so it should be, but when I didn't have transparency on or ANC on and just had it in normal mode, I could still hear everything that was outside of me anyway, so maybe that transmute mode is just a waste of battery because you can hear a lot without it being on. One thing you'll notice, guys, with my reviews about earbuds is like everyone's hearing is so incredibly different. It's hard for me to say they were good at, highs, mids and lows, whatever, because for someone they might be terrible at lows and for the next person they might be amazing. It depends on your hearing. And the older people get, there's even more impact there. Like overall, the sound quality here is really good. Like listening to the music and the podcast, I did really enjoy. It was really pleasant to listen to. It was a good experience. Also, low latency. I wasn't noticing any lag there between the lip sync on the videos I was watching or the gaming I was doing on my phone and what I was hearing. Everything seemed to be in the right place. So that was a good experience as well. And it's important to say, like Beats was made off the back of just giving shitty headphones to stars in Hollywood, and then everyone saw all the stars wearing Beats and everyone started wearing them. And Beats was known for a long time to having really crap audio. I think they've made a lot of steps forward in that direction, and I couldn't really fault the sound coming through the Beats Fit Pro. One area where I didn't notice too much was spatial audio. I didn't really get that whole full-on surround sound feeling. Maybe it's a bit of an over-promise at this point in time. I think Apple could probably just relax a little bit on, marketing spatial audio because it's not that flash at this point in time. Pairing these with Apple couldn't be easier. Open the case, turn on your, just bang, it's connected. Like it's just no fuss. Pairing them with Android, I downloaded the app, I opened the case, I put them in pairing mode, and it took me 9 attempts for it to connect properly. These are definitely designed for Apple and they work with Android. Then we have the controls. Okay, so you've got one tap to pause or play and one tap to end or answer a call. One thing that's important to note here, it is a clickable button, which I do not like. Double tap, skip forward a song, triple tap, skip back a song, and then press and hold will cycle through your noise cancelling and your transparency mode. So important to note that these were not customizable, so that's another down point. I'm really starting to say don't get the Beats Fit Pro because there's a lot of down points. So you can't customize the buttons. Active noise cancelling's pretty crap. They fall out when you're running. Spatial audio is not that crash hot, and they cost about 300 Aussie dollars. Now I do want to point out that the battery life was good. A fully charged set of earbuds lasted me 5.5 hours easy. It does state on the packaging 6 hours, and I think that's probably on the money. I did have the volume at about 75% for that 5.5 hours. So they're probably doing even a little bit better than Apple would suggest or Beats would suggest here. They are stating that it's 18 hours overall between the buds and the case. Maybe you would get a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit less, but it's on point. Obviously with the Apple A1 chip, you can switch between devices really easily, and that just backs up what I said earlier, that these are really designed for the Apple user. Actually, I'll just quickly talk about the design. You get 3 ear tips. I don't have the biggest ears in the world, and I was going with the largest ear tip. The case is nice and rounded, it doesn't catch on anything, fits in your pocket nicely, but disappointment again, because it's quite a flimsy case. Well, if it wasn't flimsy before, it is now. I was really feeling like I bought something cheap when I opened them. The design looks okay, but I do think that they sort of feel like they're sitting out of the ear more than sitting in it. So overall, I'm going to give these like a 5 out of 10. Maximum 5 out of 10. The only thing that saves them really is the sound and the battery life. But for a lot of other areas, they're definitely in the negative. So 5 out of 10 for the Beats Fit Pro. Not impressed at all. I would definitely prefer the Google Pixel Buds, but that's going to be a problem if you're on Apple. But I think the best one you could probably get at around this price point that I've reviewed is the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 2. I think they're a class above the Beats Fit Pro and the Google Pixel Buds. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Please hit the like button and the share button if you can. if you got anything out of this video. And if you really do want to show some real appreciation, there's a thank you button down there. You can click that and you can donate to 10, 20 or 50 bucks to the channel to help me get through and do more reviews for you. It's not cheap doing these reviews. So please, if you can, spare a little, much appreciated. Catch you all in the next video. Chicka!